You must have inserted graph charts on a different worksheet or beside your dataset. We can get this simple task done within one cell using column Sparkline. This feature is quite handy in terms of comparative analysis of less complicated data. You can create them and modify them just as easily. Hello there, this is Farihatul Mim from Exceldemy, your one-stop for Excel blog posts, discussion forums, templates, and VBA-related answers. Here is a dataset with 10 records with scores of 4 quarters. With this, we will create column Sparklines in Excel for each of the records. We will discuss 5 examples for the purpose with the help of Excel 365. You can use any other available Excel versions as well. Let's get down to the video. To create column Sparkline, first we need to understand what types of Sparklines are available to us. Let's go to Insert tab, and from the Sparklines group, we can see that there is line, column, and win-loss. According to the results here, we can say that line Sparklines are tiny charts that display a row of data as a line graph. This helps to visualize the trend over a period of time. Column Sparklines are vertical bar charts that can represent the same data. They can be helpful in comparing values with the magnitude of the bars, whereas win-loss Sparklines are a form of column chart that shows positive and negative values. In our first example, we will use Quick Analysis tool to add column Sparklines in Excel. Select C5 to A14 and we can see Quick Analysis tool at the bottom right corner. Click on it. Now here, go to Sparklines tab and click on column. And we can see that in column G, we are getting trend values based on column Sparklines. To create column Sparklines, we can use manual process. For that, let's go to Insert tab, and from the Sparklines group, click on column. And from the Create Sparklines dialog box, our data range will be C5 to F14 and our location range will be G5 to G14. Okay, now we can see that our trend are added as column Sparkline. Notice the trend columns, and we can see that the third column for Kelly Cook is the highest, so is the value for third quarter, and the lowest bar represent the fourth quarter, which is 6. Here we can see row 7 and 8 have one empty cell each, and row 9, 10, 11 has 1 0 values each. Let's create Sparklines for them first. Select C5 to F14 and click on column Sparklines. Now, for Irene Jenkins, we can see that 12 is considered as the lowest value. And for Chris Foster, 5 is considered as lowest value. And for 0 values, we can see that the 0 values are considered the lowest. Now, these empty cells basically represent 0, but these values are not considered. How about we change the empty cells with zeros? Right-click on G. Now, click on Copy. Now right-click on G again and click on Insert Copied Cells. Here, let's escape and let's type trend for 0 values. Let's increase the width and it has been changed. So let's delete them from Sparkline tabs, from group category to clear, and add them again using Quick Access tool. There we are. Now click on this column Sparkline, and from the Sparkline tab, go to Sparkline group and click on Edit Data drop-down. Go to Hidden and Empty Cells. You can see that it's written here as Show Empty Cells As. Let's click on 0. Okay. Now we can see the difference here. 12 was considered as the lowest. Now 0 is considered lowest. And here 5 has a different value as column Sparkline. In this dataset, we can see that in row 7, 9, and 11, we have negative values. Now let's see how to handle negative values from column Sparkline. First, let's add column Sparkline. Click on C5 to F14. From the Quick Access tool, Sparklines to column. There we are. Now we can see that in row 7, 8, and 11, our column Sparklines are mentioned below the axis for the negative values. But it's not easy to understand, right? Let's add axis for that. select the column Sparklines, go to Sparkline tab, and from the group category, click on Axis dropdown. Now here, click on Show Axis from the horizontal axis options. Now, it's easier for us to understand as axis is added here. So, positive and negative values will no longer be confusing as there are now the axis line which is standard for 0 values. In this dataset, we can see that first quarter, third quarter and fourth quarter values are here, which means second quarter values are hidden. So is our column D. Now, let's see how the trend reacts without the hidden column. Let's click on C5 to F14 and from the quick access toolbar, click on column Sparklines. Now we can see that the values are shown as there are 3 values and there are 3 columns for each trend. Now how to get the values of the hidden column within the column Sparkline? Let's copy column G and insert copied cells. Now let's clear them from Sparkline tab. From the group category, select again Sparklines column. Now selecting these, we need to go to Sparkline tab and from the Sparkline group, click on Edit Data drop-down. Click on Hidden and Empty Cells. Here we can see that there is a line which gives us a checkbox which says Show data in hidden rows and columns. Let's click on it. Okay, now we can see there are 4 columns, which means the second quarter, which is hidden for the time being, is also added here. So let's change the title to Trend with Hidden. There we are. As we discussed in the beginning of this video, there are 3 types of Sparkline. Now, how to change Sparkline types in Excel? Let's click on the Trend. Now go to Sparkline tab. And here we can see that there is a group for type. Click on line and it shows us line sparklines. Clicking on win-loss, it shows us win-loss sparklines. And there are different types of format to design it as well. In terms of negative values, we already discussed with you how to show axis and easily understand the negative values. But when the values are together, it helps us more if all of them are based on same axis. Let's try to select same axis for all Sparklines in Excel. Click on the Sparklines, go to Sparkline tab, and from the group category, click on Axis dropdown. Here, we can see that in vertical axis minimum value options and vertical axis maximum value options here are same for all Sparklines. Let's click on both of them. Now we can see that the values are based on the same axis and the positive values are above the axis and the negative values are below the axis. From these examples, you can easily understand on creating column Sparkline in Excel. You can practice this with the help of the Excel file in the description box below. Let us know if you were able to do it in the comment section. Share your suggestions and feedback as well. Stay tuned by subscribing to the channel and clicking on the bell icon. Like and share the video if it helps you. Thanks for watching.